Hello and welcome to the video for page 20 for my graphic novel of comic strips titled Found Earth. This is the intro here. I wanted to talk a little bit about consistency and maintaining a schedule when working on a project like this. I think it's very important to settle into a routine as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're anxious all week trying to get things done, and you have no idea whether you're going to get things done, and it adds anxiety to the process that you don't need, because a project this large has enough problems as it is. You'll notice in this video I was using a visual reference to get the screw right. I realized that while I have used screws off and on in my 38 years of life, I couldn't actually draw one from memory in a way that was convincing, so I had to go run off and find a screw out of my toolbox and hold it in my hand while I draw. So that was a bit of fun. I hadn't done any drawing in a while. I really need to get back into that. I think that's important as well for an artist to spend some time drawing from life. But back to the routine. I think that it allows your mind to focus easier and for you to snap into getting to where you need to get with the drawing process faster. Without a routine, I think it takes a while to process the situation, to get your mind into the mode of, okay, I need to sit down and draw now. Humans being creatures of habits. And for the limited amount of time that I have to draw, I need to be able to sit down and start drawing. A lot of that is helped with doing the prep work, the sketches, before I sit down to do the finished product. So during the week I will sit down and draw thumbnails and work out different ways of doing things. So I'll have this little 8x11 piece of computer paper with drawings all over it, sitting just to the left of what you see on the screen, and I'll be looking at that. But once I have all that down, it's just really easy to sit down on Saturday morning at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. and just start drawing. It took a while to get into this routine. It takes like 30 days, I believe they say, to start a routine. But once you get it going, it just becomes habit. And habits are easy. And it's all about forming good habits, especially when you're working on projects this large, or you're working on something that you want to get done, or if you want to improve your life. That's the kind of thing that you want to get into. You want to, I don't want to say trick your mind, but you want to train your mind to let you be able to do the things that you need and want to do in order to succeed. I like the facial expression for the robots that's doing all the work here in the bottom of the page there. Takes it back to the comic strip aspect, takes it out of some of the seriousness. And how that other one looks when he's squished and he's just kind of stumbling back and tripping and falling on his face. I think that's hilarious. That's my sense of humor, and I hope it at the very least gets a chuckle out of everybody else. I work in really tight pencils, and that's why I use the mechanical pencil after the carpenter's pencil. But I work in really tight pencils so that I don't have to really think when I'm using a pen. It eliminates it eliminates a lot of the possibility for error when I'm doing a permanent process, or the permanent process of inking. Especially when I'm dealing with complex shapes and lots of different little tiny drawings throughout a larger piece of paper. It just helps with the elimination of the possibility for error. I enjoyed the sequence with the screw. I thought that was a nice touch. I enjoy it. Kind of just slows down the reader a little bit and shows passage of time. Again, I'm using the paper to keep from smearing the pencils all over the place. I'm cheating a bit. I haven't actually watched this video all the way through, so I'm kind of ad-libbing as I go here. Yeah, there's the pens. I thought it was an interesting way to show the passage of time, or at least to slow things down and bring it back to a little bit of realism in here. You have to excuse me, I have a bit of my allergies are acting up, so I have a bit of the sniffles, so my voice maybe sounds a little stuffy. But yeah, once you get yourself in a routine, you can train yourself to do just about anything, whether it's working out or eating healthier or well, anything really. But I chose to train myself to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning on the weekends and start drawing and get these pages done so that I can get the story out of my head and on the paper so that other people can enjoy. I spent most of this week working on the logo to go on the cover page and for the story. So I haven't had a chance to sit down and do sketch work for the next page. And I'll probably pay for that in the morning. So I'll have to spend some time doing that. I may or may not get as much finished this weekend as I hope to. So my routine will be thrown off just a little bit. I'm hoping not too terribly much. It's been a lot of weeks, so I'm hoping it doesn't throw off my schedule, and I can jump right back into it the next weekend without too much trouble. I think that I like how this is going. I think I wasn't sure about it at first, and I think that it all pulls together fairly nicely. It's a nice combination of comic strips read in the newspaper and graphic novels, and I think this will work out as a neat project. I'm not sure it'll win, awards, but that's not what I'm doing this for. I like telling stories. Of all the artworks, I like the ones that tell stories best. Even in art history, when I took that in college or high school, even the artwork that had stories behind it were always the most interesting to me, anyway. So the chance to tell a story with my artwork is great. yeah, I love the facial expressions on that little robot. Because they're so stiff and they don't have as much body language as a human being would have, I have to do an awful lot with the eyes. And this is a good example of that done correctly, I think. Oh, that guy, he was so detailed with all the bends and the cracks and the smushiness from being stepped on. It was a lot of fun to draw. It was a lot of work to work out. A lot of work to work out. Yeah. A lot of effort to work out. But in the end, I think it turned out okay. All in all, not a bad page. I hope you enjoy it. On the Patreon page, there should be, the image. So, if you like this, let me know in the comments. If you're seeing this on YouTube, go to the Patreon page, www.patreon.com/Alan Dunlap, and go ahead and pledge some support. I'll appreciate it very much. And appreciation to Scott Snyder for his continued support. And he had a birthday recently, so happy birthday. And we will see you next week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Just cleaning it up a little bit.